Hello warriors, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Kaylin Parker and I hope you're having an amazing day. In today's video I'm going to be doing the New Year's tag, and it's basically just a video about how my 2020 year went and what I'm going to be doing for 2021, what are my goals and what is my resolutions. I am filming this on January 3rd, 2020, and I know it's a couple of days into the New Year's, but you know what, I just wanted to film this video because I wanted to look back and have this as a video diary. So yeah, it's a little late, but you know what, it's better than never, and I'm going to hopefully continue this every single year. And without further ado, let's get straight onto the video. And if you catch me looking down, it's because I'm looking down at my computer, because that is what I just have a list of questions and I'm going to be reading off of that and answering them. The first question is 3 words to describe last year. 3 words to me to describe 2020 is tough, because it was a year that I got a lot of tough news and it was just tough for I think everybody in general. It was a real eye-opener because nobody expected what happened to happen, and it was a struggle. It was a struggle for me personally, and I'm pretty sure everybody else. The second question was, what was your favorite movie of the year? And because it was 2020 and all the COVID stuff happened, I don't think there was a lot of movies that really came out up until like a month ago. So I don't know if this movie came out in 2020 or if it came out in 2019. But my favorite movie of the year and my favorite movie right now is I Feel Pretty, just because I think it has a really strong message behind it, just to make women feel more confident and to make them feel pretty just about themselves. So that was my favorite movie of the year. The third question is favorite show of this year. And I know that this show did not come out this year. It actually came out I think in like 2006, but this is when I discovered it, and that is called America's Next Top Model. I love it. It's a reality TV show, and I think I'm on my second time watching it, so I really like it just because it's filled with a bunch of drama and it's really entertaining, and as a photographer it gives me inspirations about how to pose my models and what poses look good, and like keep your chin up, keep your shoulders back, just all that, just learning how to do all those techniques. Question number 4, the time you laughed the hardest. And to be honest, there really wasn't one specific moment that I laughed the hardest, but I think that just in general is pretty much any time that I'm around my brother, he is the one that makes me laugh the most. So I know that the time I laughed the hardest, or the multiple times I laughed the hardest, was probably, actually, it was not probably with him, it was with him. So anytime I'm around my brother, it's when I laugh the hardest. Question number 5 is something you've learned to do that you never had to do before. The first thing I learned that I never had to learn before is learning how to surf. My dad bought a boat in May of 2020, and we never actually had a boat ourselves. And we always went wakeboarding, but we never actually learned how to surf. And yeah, it was a fun experience just watching everybody learn how to surf that, because nobody's really done it before. So I think just that in general. And then I also learned just how to live in a pandemic. Question number 6, the most newsworthy event. And I think there was a couple, but for me it was the beginning of COVID. When that news break first went, everybody went insane. So I think that, and also the election between Trump and Biden, because it's been a couple months and they still don't know who is the president. Question number 7 is biggest lesson you learned. I think the biggest lesson that I learned of 2020 is to be grateful for everything that you have. I've always been a grateful person just because of my chronic illness and having the time that I have now on earth. So I've always been a grateful person, but I think just being a little more grateful and humble. Question number 8, an achievement you are proud of this year. An achievement that I am proud of this year is finding a new job, because last year I was in a job at a daycare that was very toxic, and it was a toxic environment, and it was just too much for me. So then my mental health was getting worse, and also my physical health. It was so overwhelming and just so draining, because right now I'm basically getting paid the exact same, and I work half of the hours that I worked at the daycare. So now I work at Papa John's. Question number 9, what or whom are you most thankful for this year? I am most thankful for my friends, my family, my mom, my dad, my brother. I'm also thankful for my dogs. Question number 10 is what was the hardest thing that you went through this year? The hardest thing that I went through this year was learning that I needed to get a lung transplant, and obviously I don't need to get one right away, but learning that it's in the very near future. When I went to my doctor's appointment in March, we kind of went because I felt like I was getting a lot worse, but I didn't know. And so I just kind of asked them just to open up the conversation, and they said, oh no, that's like years down the road. And then come to September and they're like, oh yeah, you might have to get one within a year. So I think that was the hardest thing, just learning how to deal with that. So my New Year's resolution for this year was that, So my New Year's resolution for this year was to stop pulling out my hair and work on my mental health. And I was doing really good up until that point. Now, because of that, I had super bad anxiety, and because of that, I started pulling out my hair again. So now the top of my head is bald again. So I was really just disappointed in that because I was doing so good. But now I have it back. Now I've controlled it a lot more, so because that's when I get news like that and I start pulling out my hair. And so I think that was just the hardest thing that I had to go through, was learning how to do that, because I had mixed emotions about that. When I first wanted to do it, I was kind of just done. Honestly, I didn't want to live anymore. I didn't want to keep fighting. I'm like, it's just to get worse. But then about, I want to say like 3 weeks ago, I had a break, and I can't really explain like what really changed. I think that I just finally said like, no, I do want to keep fighting. I just want to better myself and better my life. So right now my plan for is I'm going to get on Tyvaso. I'm also going to be getting on antidepressants just to help my mental mood, because I said if I'm going to be trying Tyvaso, that was basically a Remodulin. And if you guys know me and know me personally, you guys know that I struggled with that, and that was why I was suicidal the first time. I was really hesitant to get on that, but I'm like, but if I do get on this, then it might push me needing a lung transplant further down the road even more. I'm going to get on Tyvaso, but in order to do that, I need to get on antidepressants because I can't do one without the other. Question number 11 is, what did you do for New Year's Eve? I did absolutely nothing. I stayed in my bed and I watched TV. Question number 11, did you celebrate New Year's Eve with a kiss? No, absolutely not. I'm single and I don't plan on getting in a relationship anytime soon. Number 13, what is your New Year's resolution? I have a few. So the first one is I want to work on my mental health. I think that will help me with my physical health as well. And I have some exciting news, maybe. I don't want to spoil it so close yet, but my other New Year's resolution is to get an apartment. I have been wanting to move out for a while now. I just have not had the finances to do it. But I don't know, I may or may have not found an apartment, so I'm kind of filling out the applications for that right now. So hopefully I get it. That's kind of my New Year's resolution, is to get an apartment, start on my medication, work on my mental health, and just to better myself and create a better life for myself and for my dog Bentley. And that also includes moving out and starting my next chapter in life. Well, that is it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. You're already here, so you might as well subscribe, like today's video if you guys enjoyed it. Hit that bell notification so you guys get notified every single time I upload a brand new video. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel and comment below future video suggestions. Anyways, I hope that you guys had an amazing 2020. I know that it was a struggle for all of us. Hopefully 2021 is a lot better. I have a lot of huge changes that are going to be in my life in 2020, so I cannot wait. Here's to the first video of 2021, and I look forward to doing a lot more. Thank you for keeping up with me and my journey. Bye guys, peace.